Isaiah 55 verse 11 says, "So shall my word be."
Welcome to Unity in Harlem. Thank all you folks for coming. Those that are watching virtually, I know it's rough out there in terms of the weather, but I'm so happy that you're here. And I just want to say that today we're in for a treat to start off. Certainly, we're in for a treat. The fact that Reverend Carol Hunt will be giving her talk on Celebrate, Commemorate, and to continue. Now, that may seem a little vague right now to you, but she will bring it all together so we would understand just what this is all about. Also, we have someone accompanying our lovely soloist, Marie, and I want to take time out to thank Bob for being here to accompany her. I'll just say Bob M. But anyway, thank you so much for coming today. And thank all of you for being here to support us as we move into our new site. I also want to look at the itinerary. We have Marie that will be leading us in solo, and we have Bob accompanying her. Rob. Not to be confused with Bob. but isn't short for Rob? But anyway, we have Rob here. And we have, our maestro on tech here, right here. We have Bob Ponce. And certainly we have Reverend Carol Hunt, that's our leader, that takes us forward. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here on such a cold day, but it just shows us how much you support us. It doesn't matter what. So again, sit back, enjoy the service, because you'll leave here enlightened once Carol gives her talk. Thank you so much.
All right, to start our service, we're going to sing a song that's called My Dedication, and other people might know it as Here I Am, Lord, Use Me. So let's hit it. Here I am, Lord. Use me. Guide me. Fill me. Take me. Lead me by your will. Here I am, Lord. Ready to follow, to serve you, to love you, to be you in this world. Thy will is done through me this day. Come on, sing thy will. Thy will is done through me this day. Thy will is done through me Lord, you call. I answer. I'm open, I listen. I'm open. I listen. I hear you. I feel you moving me. Lord, I come closer. Closer. Humbled. Surrendered, lifted, committed to your plan. Thy will is done through me this day. If you like to wave your hands, you can do that. Thy will is done through me this day. Thy will is done through me this day. Thy will is done through me this day. Here I come, Lord. I'm closer. Here I come, Lord. Here I am. Lord, I come. Here I am, Lord. Lord, I come. Here I am. Lord, I come. All right. Great. Thank you. All right, and now we will hear our announcements.
There you go. Don't you know? Okay. Before I make the announcement, I just want to remind everyone this is February and we're celebrating African History Month. And I did not mention the art. If you look at your itinerary, the art of the year 405 singer and composer Curtis Mayfield will be introduced by Nancy Causey. And this is part of our celebration of Black History Month. And it will continue through the month of February. For me, it continues throughout the whole year, but I just want to let you know that. But anyway, with that being said, let me give the announcements. If you turn to the back of your itinerary paper there, the announcement, the Unity in Harlem Zoom connection number is 698-428. Excuse me. Unity in Harlem Zoom connection number is 698-428-2725. By phone is 929-205-6099, passcode 777-7777. On Tuesday, we have a study group. The book they're studying now is Prosperity in You, based on Prosperity by Charles Fillmore. Friday, the Unity in Harlem Prayer Circle, every Friday at 6 p.m., Release and Let Go in the Comfort of Prayer. And it's about prayer and praying for those that you would like to be prayed for. Also, Unity in Harlem Gospelgram for February is on Unity in Harlem Facebook. Anyone, I can't stress this more, anyone wanting to speak to the minister about a personal matter, feel free to call 646-481-1844. Again, Don't hesitate. If something is on your mind or troubling you and you need to speak to someone, do not hesitate to call Reverend Carol. Okay. Next Sunday, February 25th, special music by Rob. And how do we pronounce that last? Mastriani. All right. And he's a virtual musician and with electric guitar. And that's that with that. And welcome. Also, I already mentioned the fact that the art of the year 405, singer composer, will be Stevie Wonder will be introduced by Nancy Causey, who is the vice president of the board. Again, we'll be celebrating every Sunday someone that has made progress or has made contribution to the movement, the Black movement that goes on in this country today. Okay. And it really, actually, to tell you the truth, it's also a movement that really represents all the other movements that go on in this country today. All right. So the last, which is very important, is the annual meeting directly after the service next Sunday. And what this annual meeting is, we look a year back to see what we've done. The community is invited to come and listen to our presentation or our review of the past year, our reflection of the past year. So we can introduce this to you so you can understand where we were and where we're going and so forth and so on. So with all that being said, that is the announcements for today. You folks sit back and enjoy the service. Again, thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Wow, I am so honored to introduce to you a really amazing performer. And if you just even check out the instruments that he has, this beautiful cross between an electric guitar and a sitar. Who's ever seen such a thing? He has played with a variety of famous artists. He works with the beatbox. He's part of beatbox. He works with local dancers, and not only just local dancers, but I'm going to reference some more people who are in the audience. We have Louis Mofsey and Alan Shooting Star Brown from the Thunderbird American Indian Dancers. And I have the most amazing privilege of doing my hoop dance. A hoop dance is normally done to traditional music, but to this wonderful guitar in Inwood Park and at Theater for the New City. He is known for taking care of and rescuing birds of prey in the New York City area. He's also very famous for that, in Inwood and various city parks. He also is very instrumental in teaching the young people all across this area about birds and conservation and wildlife, and his passion is very much that, and you'll hear that in his music. Here we are, Mr. Rob Mastriani. So now, in preparation for our meditation, we will do another piece together. Rob? That's funny. Thank you, Rob. Rob Mastriani. Yay. Known for his work with the Thunderbird American Indian Dancers. And we have Louis Mopsy and Alan in the crew here. Yay. And as Bob resets the camera for our next moment, well, we are ready, actually. Let's just take a moment right now and just take a nice deep breath and release as we welcome Carol Hunt for our meditation.
Thank you, Marie. And thank you to all of you here today. One of the challenges of coming back in person for me personally is that there is another audience watching us and joining in this service. It doesn't occur to me until sometimes after everything is over that I realize two groups, one in front of me and one that I do not see. And I bring that up for us for two reasons. One is that what we see before our eyes is simply the appearance of what is actually there. And that goes for anything about our lives. What we see is an appearance. And certainly with an audience that I am getting used to being aware of, and one that is before me, the two make the whole. That is more than what we had before COVID. And I am very grateful for that. I hope that audience grows, as I've always hoped the one that's before me grows. And while there were many challenges with COVID, that audience that is listening and who sees me and I don't see them has become an unexpected blessing. So remember them as you sit here this afternoon, as now this morning, as I realized there's another group out there looking and listening to what Unity in Harlem is all about. I thank Reverend Leroy Weathers for being with us today and greeting us and doing our announcements. And I thank Orrin, who is here today. He's been here every Sunday. However, he represents a new opportunity for our ministry in terms of one-to-one prayer. And he has been trained to do this. And so anyone who is in need of prayer, he is here for you at the end of the service. So I'm very grateful for him being here today. If someone in the audience that we cannot see could step out and join us, that would be wonderful, but that's not possible. I also want to say a word of thank you to Nancy Causey, who has teamed with Bob Ponce for this Sunday and next Sunday in highlighting two major musicians that have come through the African American community. And you'll hear more about them as we go along for today and for next week. And my last comment is to follow up on the words of Reverend Weathers in terms of the annual meeting. No one ever said that the annual meeting is a fun thing. Never. People don't put their clothes on and run out. I don't care what the organization is, run out of their house to go to an annual meeting. But it is so important. And aside from it being a legal responsibility for groups, not-for-profits, especially, it is a time to hear the actions and ideas and what has been going on with the organization over the past year. We entered this space in January of 24, but in some ways it feels like an accomplishment for us from 2023. That may not be said when we give our reports next week, but it is true in feeling. So I urge you, and I also urge that group out there that we can't see, but we are so appreciative of, that you too join us for the annual meeting. And so now let's prepare ourselves for a quiet time of meditation and relaxation. Whenever we quiet ourselves in whatever way is good for us, we become open and receptive to hearing at a deeper level. We hear, we see, and we feel. Beyond the physical. And once we quiet our minds, thoughts, thinking, we can allow ourselves to be in a space that is full of light, and full of our awareness that is more than what we experience day to day with our eyes wide open. I invite you to focus on your breathing and feel your own rhythm of breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you breathe in and out, become aware of that exhalation. As you breathe out, you can feel yourself come down, slow down, release, let go. For some, it'll be a couple of times, and others, it may take longer. But the opportunity to simply be quiet and still, breathe in and out, feel your own rhythm, is essential to hearing your own inner voice. Breathe in more deeply this time and exhale more slowly. Breathe in more deeply. Exhale. Take a moment to think about your body now. Do a scan over your body. Are there places that feel uncomfortable? Are there places that might be painful, might be stiff, tight? Whatever the word is, breathe in deeply to those places. Exhale slowly, relaxing them. Do that again. Scan the body. Breathe in deeply. Exhale slowly to those places. That feel uncomfortable. And now give thought to your emotions, your feelings. Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel stressed, anxious about something? And it is settled somewhere in your mind and body and heart. Breathe in deeply. Exhale to those places. Relax. Relax as you exhale. Once more, your feelings. Breathe in. Send the breath. Exhale. Relax. Peace. Be still. Peace. Be still. Peace. Be still. There may be many thoughts going across the screen of your mind. See them. Gather them together and set them to the side. Let your only thought be, I breathe in, I breathe out. I breathe in, I breathe out. Feel the quiet. Feel the stillness. And now, think about your heart. The heart. This month of love, open your heart. Open the door of your heart. Know that only love is welcomed here. Only love is welcomed here. Let love flow forth from your heart, harmonizing your world, harmonizing your friendships, harmonizing relationships and family, harmonizing people coming and going. Let harmony prevail, undergirded with love. Love is who we are, made in the image and likeness of the source defined as love. Let compassion flow forth. Feel compassion where you see so many needing arms wrapped around them, needing to be understood. Let compassion flow. Flow is love to any and all that comes before you with your door open wide. Let love this day, this month, guide your footsteps. Express who you truly are. Bless all you do. Affirm, I am love. I am love as harmony. I am love as compassion. I am love as I walk step by step this path of life. I take a deep breath and exhale. I take another deep breath and exhale. God is, I am. God is, I am. Feel the quiet. Feel the stillness. I am open and I am receptive. I am relaxed, refreshed, and ready for all that comes my way. I receive it in love. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. In the consciousness of the Christ, our way shower. Amen. You know, one of the hardest things to do as a minister when you get up to speak, and your intention is always, well, I'm not going to speak so long. I'm going to try and speak short, just enough. There are advocates that say now that if a whole service is a half hour, well, you can imagine the time left for the minister. And it is difficult because even though you have a theme, you get to thinking and writing and, I got to say this. And I can't do it without saying this. So today I'm going to try. One of the reasons is because we have another presentation to be made by Nancy. And of course, we've had our guests. Thank you, Rob, which you were on my list and I didn't say a word. Isn't that? But beautiful. This is your second time with us. And so love having you. So I'm going to try out today. And you can tell me how well I did. In keeping with February, not only as a month of love, but also the month of the celebration of African American history in America. Today's theme is celebrate, commemorate, and continue. That works. So it's an opportunity that's given to us to once again, as we have busy lives, to reflect on the journey of a people. And that journey can be an example of all people or two people. Because as you read history, you say, they had it too. It happened to them too. Maybe not in the exact same way, but it happens. And so for us, from the lives of ordinary and extraordinary people, we are inspired. Most inspired by what they said and did, but also some are inspired to go and do likewise. And so today we're going to talk about a little feature of the African American story and see how the lives of people we did not even know speak so loud we can't help but say in some cases, oh, I can do that. Or I hope I can do that. There's a line in a movie I once saw about encouraging older people to volunteer. And it went like this. Your actions speak so loud, I can't hear what you say. Your actions speak so loud, I can't hear what you say. And so this illustration, I think, speaks that way. Many times when the story of how Africans were brought to America, it pointed out that slavery was alive and well in Africa at the time, was not unique at all. When the subject is researched, you find that well before the first century, the relationship of slave master and slave existed in West Africa. Ghana, it seems, was the center of it all. And when Europeans became involved in the slave trade, they decided to put their own spin on slavery. Considering the above, which I have considered many times, I have questioned, why would a people allow themselves to become slaves in their thinking, in their consciousness? Now, this is not unusual. The Old Testament, probably the most well-known story is of a people that were enslaved, at least well-known in terms of the Bible as we know it. To be in bondage or in slavery starts in the mind. It starts with thoughts, and then whatever it happens to be, outpictures itself in real time. We know this from our own personal experience. If you hold something in your mind long enough and believe it to be true, you'll find yourself living in the middle of it. Sometimes you don't see it that way. You just know you're in the middle of this thing and you can't seem to get out, not realizing that if you change your thinking, we know this phrase, if you change your thinking, you change your life. So from a spiritual point of view or a psychological point of view, that question, why would that be? Perhaps it's because it's necessary for us to ask the question of ourselves, to relieve ourselves of whatever damage that might have happened in relationships, finances, and health, the three major impacts I feel about life. As some say, the story goes, the Africans thought that life that they were being taken to would be better than the one they were living at the time. That's easy enough. They were willing to take their babies with them and risk their lives for what they thought would be a better tomorrow. We see this happening right today at the borders. And people raise the question, why would they bring their babies for such a treacherous journey? They quickly found out the picture that they were given by their slave master when they were sold was a lie. They were treated horribly as they crossed the ocean. They were treated this way now. They could only imagine how they would be treated when they arrived in this new world. Some made the decision to die with their babies rather than stay in a consciousness of bondage. They went overboard because to go overboard to them was to be free. Let's say with this desire to leave Ghana and try for a land where they would not be slaves. This is the upward pull, I believe, of the divine in them. It's that sense, oh, maybe something better I can get. Life can be better. It can be different than this. And so I call it this upward pull, which I got from someone else, probably Eric Butterworth. The upward pull of the divine in them. They felt it with the promise, quote unquote, of a new life in a new land. The fact that this desire became a nightmare does not mean there was not this upward pull in them, as it is with everyone. The upward pull is simply waiting for us to recognize it and follow its lead. This is where the word celebration comes in for today. If it were not for this truth in all people, all human beings are endowed with divinity as creations of God. All of them, every man, woman, and child, they are one with God. We would not have the experience of 405 years of people who responded to this upward call, this upward pull of the divine to do things so loud we couldn't hear what they were saying. The impact of what they have done over 405 years is so strong. Their actions are to be celebrated because they inspire us. The pull, the upward pull, the aha, the light bulb going off, the divine idea, the Christ, as it is called, is embedded in every man, woman, and child. What a gift. It tells us we can do anything. We are challenged to listen and invite the question, what is mine to do? What is mine to do? The prophet Isaiah, in a high visionary, exalted state of consciousness, heard these words in the 6th chapter. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? And I said, here am I. Send me. He put into words what so many felt when that pull of the divine in them. When one is willing to go, it brings, to go here or to go there and do, it brings an inspiration, commemoration, because we do that. What they do is so outstanding, commemoration, and what we can know without a doubt. It will continue because that urge is in every man, every woman, every child, every generation. Brian Stevenson, director of the Equal Justice Initiative, was inspired by the faith of his African Methodist Episcopal Church, where churchgoers were celebrated for standing up after having fallen down. This inspired him, and boy, has he stood up. He says, each person in our society is more than the worst thing they have ever done. Isn't that beautiful? No matter what. They are more. And what's that more? That upward pull. More than 150 people wrongly sent to prison are free. 4,000 slaves are commemorated in a museum in Montgomery. Black Lives Matter, created by Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tomete, was inspired by the death of Trayvon Martin. They say, by combating and countering acts of violence, creating space for Black imagination, that's something that they have done, and centering Black joy. Can you imagine? Black joy. We are winning immediate improvements in our lives. These are some of their results of what they have done. They are now an international, global, can't say the word, network. Not an organization, can't use that form anymore. Network throughout the world. There are a coalition of organizations created Global Network Foundation. They have marginalized older people. They have not marginalized, they have neutralized ordinary people taking photos of the pain that is suffered on the streets, any street. They have normalized that, and that it's been able to be used to prove the actions of people, primarily in the justice system. So people taking photos now, now that it's asked for, take a picture. Take a picture. They've shifted public opinion. They've revealed money in politics and brutality. They have created the opportunity for federal oversight in states that have brutalized people for generations. And did you know that they were the originators of the yellow painting that went on in front of the White House and other places during that time when it said Black Lives Matter? And so it continues and will always continue, because people will be inspired by this embedded upward pull of the divine. Blessings, everyone.
This is a Unity in Harlem Black History Month special presentation. The spotlight is on Curtis Mayfield. With over 1,400 songs attributed to this musical genius, Curtis Mayfield's song catalog is a testament to a master singer, songwriter, producer, and musician. When the universe set out a call for spirits to take on a life's mission to fight for equality and peace in the world, stars fell from the sky, ready to do battle. One warrior of justice and peace was born in Chicago, Illinois on June 3rd, 1942. His name, Curtis Lee Mayfield. Curtis' early training came from his mother, who taught him piano, his grandmother, and the black church. His talent was evident as he started his musical career singing gospel in the church choir. By the age of 14, Curtis joined a musical group of teenage friends called the Impressions. These young men embarked on an impressive singing career that started with gospel, love songs, and led to these young men being the voices of courage and inspiration for a generation of activists in the civil rights and black power movement with songs written by Curtis. We will look at the spiritual journey of Curtis Mayfield by highlighting a few of his most prolific songs. Curtis had a major impact on the civil rights movement with his empowering songs that inspired and motivated generations. He was an activist at heart and was sensitive to the social unrest in the turbulent 60s and 70s. He tapped into the consciousness of black people and expressed in music their struggles and determination to fight for civil and human rights. Songs like People Get Ready, This Is My Country, Moving On Up, Keep On Pushing, and We're a Winner were considered the national anthems for the civil rights and the black power movement. Curtis wrote the musical scores to several movies like Superfly, Sparkle, Claudine, A Piece of the Action, Let's Do It Again. Curtis' razor-sharp lyrics were shocking to most. It was cold water in the face of those who were asleep and a slap in the face to those who were in denial.
We people who are darker than blue, are we gonna stand around this town and let what others say come true?
In the song A New World Order, Curtis addressed every subject known to humankind. His music examined the psychological effects that poverty, racism, and oppression had on the mental health of black people. He then wisely gave solutions on how people could overcome adversity. A change of mind with prayer and faith, people would become enlightened, empowered, and change the consciousness of the human race. Curtis' impact on music will last forever. He defined social commentary and captured the essence of historic movements that changed the world. He raised the consciousness of people who were oppressed by giving them the desire to achieve their dreams, to have pride in their race and pride in themselves. We owe Curtis Mayfield a debt of gratitude for the sacrifices he made in his life and career, for standing up for equality and justice when the majority of people spent their lives sitting down. His influence on singers, songwriters, and musicians laid the groundwork for the music of the 21st century. He is a legend, a spiritual warrior of truth who touched people's souls. Thank you, and God bless you, Curtis Mayfield. Peace and blessings.
if you have words that you want to say, and you want background and graphics to enhance those words, there's only one person to go to. And we at Unity in Harlem are fortunate to have Bob Ponce. So thank you to Nancy and Bob for sharing how they felt about Curtis, yeah, Mansfield, and what did you say? Mayfield, that's it, Curtis Mayfield. And we can look forward to next Sunday, Stevie Wonder. You got a lot of stuff to try to get together for him. My goodness. But I'm sure it's been done. Come on in. So now it's time for prayer requests that you may have and our tithes and offering. So I ask you once again to go to that center of yourself, wherever you locate it, the center for the upward pull. And if there are people and places and things on your mind this Sunday morning that you feel are in need of prayer, see it now. See it now. See it surrounded by the energy of prayer that lifts the burden of whatever challenge it may bring. Feel the burden being lifted, shifted, changed, disappearing. Feel the freedom of letting it go, knowing that all is in divine order. And as you let it go, its impact dissipates for you, for them, or it. The power of reflecting prayer and sending this energy of wholeness and oneness that can be found is the reason we get quiet and still. To let go any disturbance, any shadows, and see only the light that is ready to move in and clear away any debris that would hold you back or anyone else. This is the truth. And we are so grateful. We bless this understanding and the power of it in our lives and in the lives of others. Always remembering that they too have the light. We bless them and it in the name of the Christ. And now in this same awareness, we bless the gifts that we would give. We see these gifts to strengthen unity in Harlem, to be all that it can be where it is at this time. And those who give, you are blessed. For as you give, so you receive. And this giving comes back to you 10 times over. And we remember those who join us now. Your gifts are important to us, and all of you that do give and will give, we bless you and your gift. We now share in a prayer together. I will say the words, and then you can repeat them with me after. Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Shall we now share it together? Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. So be it, and amen.
And I'd like to share with you a reimagining of a song that some of you may know. The Father and I Are One, along with Be Gentle with Myself. I think that's a Karen Drucker song. So let's sing. It's a medley this morning. And if you know it, sing along. Give me a little more on the music. There we go. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with my heart. I will be gentle with my heart. I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. The Father and I are one. 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 Are one. Are one. Are one. The Father and I are one. Are one. Are one. Are one. Are one. The Father and I are one. I'll be Spirit and I are one. The Spirit and I are one. Are one. Are one. Are one. Are one. The Spirit and I are one. We live in the light of God. We live in the light of God. Our one, our one, our one, our one. We live in the light of God. The Father and I are one. The Father and I are one. Our one, our one, our one, our one. The Father and I are 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 one. Are one. One. The Father and I are one. The Father and I are one. Are one, are one, are one, are one, are one. Are one. Yay. Rearrangement by yours truly. Thank you. All right. So now would you like to share with us the, yeah, okay, good. Yeah.
Prayer protection. Can we stand? That's not on the program. Prayer protection is not on there. Yeah, I thought it was on the front. No, it isn't. But anyway.
So they can do call and response.
Huh?
Call and response one after another.
So we'll do our prayer protection and then directly after
The
that.
light
The
of
light of God surrounds us.
the
The love
Love of God
enfolds
enfolds
us.
us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen.
Amen. Our one. All right, everybody. Why don't
And
we-
on your program, you have the peace song, and you can join in.
Yeah. Did you want us to do a circle like we did before?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
It'll be-
Everybody come and make a circle in the center here, and we'll bring our friends in to the circle. All right, we're gonna do the peace song together, and then Bob's gonna join us as well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and leave each moment in peace eternally. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We didn't collect the offering.